Okay, let's talk about one of the most powerful and honestly one of the most misunderstood tools in your entire financial life, the emergency fund. Now, this isn't about getting rich, not at all. It's about building a foundation so strong that you never ever have to start over from square one again. You know how it is. We've all been there, right? Everything's going great, you're sticking to the budget, and then bam, the car starts making a weird noise, or a surprise medical bill shows up in the mail. And just like that, one single thing can throw your entire month, your entire financial world into total chaos. And look, if that happens, it doesn't mean you're bad with money. It just means you're unprotected. And really, it all comes down to two completely different realities. You can see it here. Without that cash buffer, a surprise bill, well, it's not just an expense, it's a crisis. It's a huge source of stress that can easily kick off a downward spiral into debt. But with a buffer, that exact same event is just annoying. Yeah, it's a hassle, for sure, but it is not life-changing. It's just a problem you can throw money at and make it go away.
And that's why I want you to start thinking about this in a whole new way. Let's talk about your financial screen protector. Think about your phone for a second. You have this $1,000 supercomputer in your pocket, right? And what's the first thing you do? You slap a $10 piece of glass on it. Now, that screen protector doesn't make your phone any faster, it doesn't add any new features, but it's designed to do one thing: absorb the impact when you drop it. Your emergency fund is exactly the same. Its job is to take the hit from a financial drop, preventing a small, cracked screen problem from a shattered, useless phone kind of catastrophe. And right here, this is the crucial mindset shift. You have to stop thinking about this pile of cash as a way to build wealth. It's not. Its job is purely defensive. It has one single mission: to make sure a setback doesn't send you all the way back to the beginning of the game. So, this defensive mindset leads us to what is maybe the most important distinction of all. We have to get crystal clear on what this money is, and more importantly, what it is not. This quote from Dave Ramsey just says it all, doesn't it? You have to see this fund as an insurance policy that you pay to yourself. And think about it. What does any insurance do? It costs you a little bit of money to protect you from a huge, catastrophic loss. You pay your car insurance premium every single month, and you don't get mad that that money isn't earning you 10% in the stock market, right? Of course not. You know its job is to be there if you get in a crash. Your emergency fund is the exact same concept. The tiny cost is the investment growth you might be missing out on, but what you buy with that cost is priceless financial stability. Let's just break this down side by side. Your investments, like a 401k, their goal is growth. They're there to make you rich over the long term, and to do that, they have to take on some market risk. Your emergency fund's goal is protection, to keep you safe, so it has to be zero-risk, liquid cash that you can get your hands on immediately. Trying to make your insurance do an investor's job is just a recipe for disaster. But here's the real magic. A fully funded emergency fund actually protects your real investments. Without it, let's say a sudden job loss could force you to cash out your 401k or sell stocks when the market is way down, locking in massive losses. This boring pile of cash allows your real wealth-building engines to just keep on running, completely uninterrupted by life's chaos. Okay, so you're sold on the why. I get it. Now for the big question: how much do you actually need? Well, the key here is to not get overwhelmed. We're going to think about this in simple, achievable stages. So instead of staring at some giant, terrifying number, let's just think of it in 3 tiers. Mission number 1 is just to get a quick $1,000 starter fund. That amount alone will handle most of life's little annoying surprises. Once you hit that milestone, then you build towards a stable fund. That's 1 full month of your essential expenses. And finally, you work on building that strong fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses. See how that works? It turns a marathon into a series of short, manageable sprints, which makes it feel so much more possible. All right, now listen up, because this is where most people get tripped up. You do the hard work, you build the fund, you're feeling good, and then you start dipping into it for things that aren't actually emergencies. So we need to be crystal clear about this money's one and only job. So let's get really specific. What actually qualifies as a true emergency? Because getting this definition right is the absolute key to making this entire system work for you. Okay, a true emergency has to meet all 3 of these criteria. It has to be urgent, it has to be necessary, and, this is the big one, it has to be unexpected. A blown car engine? Yep, that fits. A sudden job loss? Absolutely. But you know what doesn't fit? Predictable expenses.
Christmas is not an emergency. It happens every December 25th. A car you plan to buy isn't an emergency. These things are just goals you need to save for. And those goals, they need their own separate savings accounts, often called sinking funds. The whole key is to stop using one big generic savings bucket for everything. The moment you give every single savings dollar a specific job, this pile is for emergencies, this pile is for vacation, this one's for a new car, the whole system just clicks and it all starts to make sense. All right, enough theory. Let's make this real. Here is a super simple, actionable plan you can use to get started, like this week, and build that crucial momentum. Here we go, 4 simple steps. Step 1, calculate your number. Not your whole budget, just the bare bones essentials. Rent, food, utilities, the minimums to keep the lights on. Step 2, and this one is so important, open a separate savings account, preferably a high-yield one, and literally name it emergency only, so every time you see it, you're reminded of its sole purpose. Step 3, set up a small, automatic weekly transfer, even if it's just $25. Consistency is way more powerful than the amount when you're starting out. And finally, step 4, find one thing in your house you don't use anymore and sell it online. Use that cash to get your funds started. This is all about creating immediate progress and getting a quick win. So, as we wrap this up, just remember that core idea. This money isn't there to make you rich. It's there to keep you safe so that your other money can do the hard work of actually making you rich. It protects your long-term dreams from all the short-term chaos life loves to throw at us. So the question I want to leave you with is right here. What is the very first, smallest step you're going to take this week to protect your future?